Hi everyone, welcome back to Falcon's House. This is part 4 of my PC upgrade series, and today we're going to go over my memory and motherboard choices. Sorry, I've been having some issues with my audio. Both of my microphones seem to just cut out after some period of time. I believe it is the USB ports on my current motherboard that are the problem, though it could be my USB hub, but I don't believe it is based on, I think some of these are plugged directly into the back of the system. But anyway, I'm going to have to read my script off my other monitor, which is going to mean I'm going to be looking off to the side a little bit. I'm sorry about that. I've just been having, I want to get these videos made, and so this is a little bit of an annoyance to do it this way. But we'll try to do the best I can. Since the GPUs and CPUs have implemented turbo and boost settings, manual overclocking has become less important, and memory overclocking is where the performance gains happen. There are two main things that attribute to the memory performance. The first is the memory speed, which is listed in transfers per second and is commonly just listed as megahertz. There is a default speed and an XMP speed, and the XMP speed is overclocking, but generally works as long as the memory kit is validated on that motherboard, and you can check this on the board's webpage under Memory QVL, which stands for Qualified Vendor List. There is one exception to this in that Intel 10 Gen CPUs do not support XMP unless you are using a Z490 board. So if you are using that CPUs, you should get a Z490 board even though they are more expensive. For AMD, you want to match the Infinity Fabric speed of the CPU, which officially this limits the memory speed to 3200 MHz, but most Ryzen 3000 CPUs can do 3600 MHz, and some can go as high as 3800 MHz, and with Ryzen 4000 coming out, they're expecting that to do 2000 or 2100 base, which is doubling that, so 4000 to 4200 MHz memory speeds. The next factor in memory performance is the CAS latency. This is the delay of time it takes for the memory to be read in clock cycles. So a 4000 MHz memory kit could be 24 CAS, and a 2000 MHz memory kit could be 12 CAS, and both would take the same amount of time to complete the operation. So sometimes slower speed and lower CAS is better than a higher clock speed and higher CAS. Since I am using an AMD Ryzen 3700X, the fastest memory expected speed is 3600 MHz. I chose the lowest CAS speed I could find for this speed, and it is CAS 14. Most people recommend a CAS 16 kit, and I probably would too, as this was about $200 more than CAS 16 for maybe 2 or 3% performance increase. But I just wanted to have the best that I could, and that's why I chose it. The best memory right now is based on Samsung BDI. And BDI memory is limited to 8 GB per stick, so I am limited to 32 GB total with 2 separate 2x8 kits, which is a slight risk on compatibility, and I've argued with other channels about this and said that it should work as long as it's on the QVL, but it still is potentially a risk. I am using an MSI X570 Unify board. I know MSI has had some bad press lately, but it doesn't affect the product that they produce, and it is the best board for my situation that has this memory kit supported on it. I chose the X570 over the B550 because I wanted the best PCI 4 lanes available for future storage reasons, but storage is a future video. The Samsung BDI memory is great for overclocking, and I may be able to get it to 3800 CAS 15 or 4000 plus at CAS 16 if the Ryzen 4000 has a faster Infinity Fabric speed that I need to use. The memory that I am using is a Team Force T-Force Extreme ARGB. I don't really care about RGB, but it was the best memory and that was the only option that they had. Actually, Hardware Overclocking channel is probably the best for in-depth memory reviews, and they have reviewed this memory and they liked it a lot. Once I have done the build done and the memory overclock tuned, I will post a follow-up video of about what I was able to achieve with the memory and what my settings are actually able to be and how much of a performance gain that I have. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.